Hello stitch lovers, my name is Sarah Rakestraw from Golden Hind. So today we've got quite a simple stitch, but it's got a little bit of a twist. It's called back stitch laced. So you've got a laced back stitch. It's a really, really nice one to do, so have a go at it. So when we're starting off the laced back stitch, okay, you need to start off with a back stitch. So just in case you didn't watch the back stitch video, which you can do, I'll demonstrate the back stitch to you first and then you can see the lacing. Now, because I'm using so many strands, it is good to actually try and make sure that they are all lying flat. You don't really want them sticking out, so you might just need to pull it back and to occasionally, and you need to make sure that your stitches are the right distance. So you want to get your stitches the right distance apart. So this is going to come back into that first stitch where you went down in the first stitch. Okay, so I've come up there and down just there, and you want to try and make sure that your distance of your stitches are the same. Okay, so all of these stitches want to be exactly the same. You possibly won't get them exactly the same, but if they're only fractionally out, you won't notice it. It's only when they go really, really far apart or really, really closer together that you would actually notice that on a piece of work. And in actual fact, that might be something that you want to do. You might want to go slightly closer together and you might want to go further apart. So that might be an effect that you want to create on your piece of work. So this is quite a nice edging stitch, and then you could use these in rows on a piece of work, or you could go on a slight curve. And with the lacing, it's really, really effective and it looks really, really pretty. So it depends on what you want to do and where you want to put it on a piece of work as to how you want to do it. If you want to do it straight or if you want to do it on a slight curve, that'd be fine. These are all nicely going together, and I'm not having to pull back and forward too much with my thread, but I've said that now, so it'll probably happen on the next one, you can guarantee it. Okay, so we're just going to come up there and we're going to go down into that thread there. So this is why it's called a back stitch, because you are all the time going back into the previous stitch. So you're coming up and you're going back into that previous stitch. Okay, so this is our foundation, and then we are going to start doing the lacing. So this is the last one that I'm going to do just here. Okay, and then you would finish that off at the back. Okay, so let's just start with our next thread. I'm going to use this really nice red so it shows up in between. Okay, so to start it off, you will just come up about here. Okay, or you could come up right on the back stitch. It's entirely up to you, because the purpose of this is that it curves nicely around. So we're going to go up through the back stitch just there. Okay, and we're just going to pull that through like that, and then we're going to go down through the next back stitch. Okay, so you might want to just hold that thread a little bit until all the rest of the thread has gone through, and then you can see where you want it to be. And you need to try and get these loops quite even. So we've gone down into that one, and again we're going up into this one. Okay, so again I'm just going to hold that until we're towards the end, and then we get a nice little loop there like that. So now we're going down into this one. Okay, just like that. So this loop, you want to try and make sure that it's the same as this loop. Okay, now of course with using so many strands you might get a little bit of it closer together and further apart, but this is for demonstration purposes. Okay, so we're going to come up there. A crochet cotton works quite well because it's one strand. The cotton embroider also works really well as well. So we're just going to come down into that like that. And it's almost like, you know, a little lacy stitch, hence why it's called laced back stitch. So you might sometimes see this kind of thing on a piece of lace. And then we go back down through that one. We've got 3 more to do. So we just need to make sure that these are all nicely level and these are all nicely level. Okay, that's the important thing, because what you don't want to happen is for one of them to be this small and then the next one to be really, really big like this. I'll just demonstrate because I can pull these back. So if you do accidentally pull it, then what you could always do is just holding that one, you can just pull that back up like that. Let's just get rid of that back there. Okay, so that you've got your loop again, and then whilst holding that one, you can just pull this one down. Make that one slightly bigger again. Okay, and then you could just gently pull that one, and then you can just make sure that this one just pulls here so that that one is perfect. So that just shows you that if you've made a mistake because you've accidentally yanked that thread, that you can easily undo that mistake. It's very, very achievable. Okay, so we're just going to come back up there like that. Now just be careful because that is twisted. So sometimes you don't really want that to twist like that. So what you want to do is you want to just take that back down through that back stitch. Okay, and we're going to just try and straighten the twist out there so that it doesn't twist again when we put that needle back through. Okay, because it's very, very difficult to get rid of that twist at that stage, so you're better off taking your needle back through, and then you can just give them a little tweak like that and make sure they're all exactly the same size, and then you could just finish your thread just there. Now make sure that when you pull this through, again, you don't yank it so it doesn't pull all of these straight. Okay, and you make sure that you finish that off. Now you can either finish that off by just coming back up and down, or you can finish it off on the back, but that, if you do that, it will lock it in place because it's coming up into the thread and back down into the thread. Okay, and there's our nice little row of lace stitch. Thanks for watching. Give that stitch a go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments below. And if you need materials, all you need to do is visit our shop and everything you could possibly need is there. Click on the link at the side.